Rolls-Royce has been making some of the world's finest luxury cars since 1904, and the Phantom is a model that traces its lineage back to 1925. Today, the modern-day Phantom remains about ultimates, blending the very best of old-world British craftsmanship with new-world technology to maintain its alluring appeal with the very wealthiest of car clientele.
At this level, first impressions are everything, and the Rolls-Royce Phantom offers not only a stately elegance, but absolutely massive proportions. The regular car is grand enough, but the extended wheelbase version measures in at 6.1 metres. But it isn't just the size and majesty that amazes you about the Phantom. There's an unrelenting attention to detail here that goes way beyond automotive. That car, for example, takes at least 2 months to build. The aluminium construction consists of almost 2,000 welds, all done by hand, which is incredibly difficult. And when you run your hands over that coachwork, it is so smooth you'd think it's been made from a single piece. The paint too is so deep and rich, almost as rich as a Rubens oil work. And that's because of the 5 layers of paint and lacquer that go into the construction. 7 layers if you spec the two-tone car. All of them are individually sanded, and all of that is after you've spec'd a colour from 44,000 options. The visual theatre continues as soon as you get inside the car, thanks to these pair of rear hinge doors that can close automatically at the touch of a button. Very handy when the butler's not in town. Plus they also house these Teflon coated umbrellas, which is brilliant for our most unpredictable British weather. Inside you'll discover an environment that's befitting of a Hyde Park apartment. Between 15 and 18 of the finest alpine cattle hides are used to clothe this cabin. And just to show you how important the rear passengers are, you have full access to the digital infotainment system up front. The driver, however, has one of the best views in motoring, looking over this vast bonnet that conceals a 6.75 litre V12 that's hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission, the function of which is kept to an absolute minimum. I've got drive, neutral, reverse and park. That is it. And there's nothing as uncouth as a tachometer in here. At Rolls, you call it a power reserve meter. Storage is good, with a decent glove box and a couple of cup holders. Plus all the other controls are very elegant and discreetly hidden, like these little chrome toggles for all the seat adjustments and an electric boot release that reveals a boot that has enough storage for a Louis Vuitton luggage set. The Phantom may look quite intimidating, but despite its bulk, it's actually quite easy to drive and drive smoothly. The most astounding aspect of the car, you'll know as soon as you get in it, is the way it rides. It is the finest riding car I have ever driven, certainly. The air suspension just seems to cushion almost every road surface imaginable, so you're just gliding down the road in this constant state of calm. The other aspect of that, which is probably key to the same refinement, is the engine. Not only is that V12 super smooth, it's also super quick, and the gear changes that you get from the 8-speed automatic are imperceptible. That composure is great news for those customers who prefer to be driven too. Nowhere short of a recording booth could produce such a soft silence thanks to the level of insulation in here. And I've even got lamb's wool for these rear carpets. The Phantom may be a great place to spend time driving, but back here, This is a wonderful place to spend some time.
As an event, as a statement, few cars come close to the Rolls-Royce Phantom. It's a car that in many ways has no rivals. A car that should rather be considered alongside a summer apartment in Antibes or a one-off piece of Boodle's jewellery. And if you're the sort of person who has that kind of equity to enjoy, then there really is no better way to travel.